In Black Myth Wukong, the Yellow Wind Ridge is a place many players both love and hate. The Tiger Vanguard and the Yellow Wind Sage have become two of the most unforgettable enemies in the game. But did you know that in the original Journey to the West, these two demons also gave Sun Wukong a great deal of trouble? The Tiger Vanguard was the first demon who managed to capture Tharng Shanzhong right under Sun Wukong's watch. In today's video, we enter the Yellow Wind Ridge chapter to see how the fierce Tiger Vanguard and the powerful Yellow Wind Sage challenge Sun Wukong. This is the story from the original Journey to the West, and another chapter every Black Myth Wukong player should know. I'm Mr. Yao, and welcome to the Leyenda Yokai channel. Here, I share famous yokai and urban legends. I'm also working on content related to Journey to the West. If you're a fan of these topics, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any future videos. In Journey to the West, there's a lesser-known demon, just a minor commander under the powerful Yellow Wind Sage. Aside from his name, most people don't remember him, since he was quickly defeated by Sun Wukong. But surprisingly, this small-time character exploded in popularity thanks to a video game, Black Myth Wukong. So what's the story behind his sudden rise to fame? After Tharng Shanzhong took Zhu Bajiat as his second disciple in Gao Laozhuang, the group bid farewell to the villagers and resumed their journey westward to retrieve the Buddhist scriptures. A few days later, they arrived at a desolate and dangerous place, Yellow Wind Ridge. The ridge was steep and treacherous, covered in thorny bushes and broken branches, making travel extremely difficult. Fierce winds howled through the mountains, kicking up clouds of yellow dust that blotted out the sky. Even Sun Wukong's fiery golden eyes struggled to see clearly. Dead trees creaked in the wind, sounding like whispers from vengeful spirits. It sent chills down their spines. It was said that hidden deep within Yellow Wind Ridge was the Yellow Wind Cave, home to a fearsome demon, a yellow-furred weasel who had cultivated powers at the foot of Spirit Mountain. This demon could summon fierce winds and sandstorms, and the gusts he unleashed were no ordinary gales. They were Samadhi divine winds, powerful and deadly. Just as the group struggled forward, a violent gust suddenly swept through the forest, followed by distant beastly roars. From the woods leapt a fearsome demon, with the face of a tiger, fangs bared, and wielding a massive iron trident. Radiating a fierce and menacing aura, he was none other than the Tiger Vanguard, a mighty general under the Yellow Wind Sage who ruled Yellow Wind Ridge. The Tiger Vanguard blocked their path, shouting arrogantly and boasting wildly that he would feast on Tharng Shanzhong's flesh. Enraged by the threat, Zhu Bajiat raised his nine-toothed rake and charged forward, engaging the demon in fierce combat. The two clashed violently, their battle shaking the mountains and stirring up clouds of dust. The Tiger Vanguard was incredibly strong, his attacks ferocious, and for a time, Bajiat couldn't gain the upper hand. Watching from the side, Sun Wukong quickly realized that this demon was no ordinary foe. Concerned that Bajiat might get hurt, he leapt into the fray to assist. With Wukong joining the fight, the tide immediately turned. The Tiger Vanguard began to retreat step by step, snarling with fury, but deliberately luring them deeper into the mountains. Wukong, hot-tempered and impatient, suspected nothing and chased after him, with Bajiat close behind. Unbeknownst to them, this was all part of the Tiger Vanguard's carefully laid trap. At the end of the mountain path, the Tiger Vanguard quickly laid a tiger pelt, prepared in advance, over a large boulder and pretended to transform into it. Then, in a flash, he turned into a violent gust of wind and vanished into the forest. Blinded by the swirling sand, Wukong and Bajie didn't immediately realize that the Tiger Vanguard before them was nothing more than a boulder draped with a tiger pelt. It wasn't until they approached for a closer look that they discovered the deception and were filled with regret. While Wukong and Bajie were being lured away, the Real Tiger Vanguard had already circled back. Seizing the moment while Tharn Shanzhong was alone, he whipped up a fierce whirlwind, swooping down from the sky and sweeping the monk into the air. In the blink of an eye, they vanished. Just like that, Tharn Shanzhong had been captured and taken to the Yellow Wind Cave. Back at the lair, the Tiger Vanguard triumphantly reported to the Yellow Wind Sage, "I have captured Tharn Shanzhong." He then presented the monk as an offering. When Sun Wukong learned that his master had been kidnapped due to his own carelessness, he was furious. His rage ignited. He stormed off toward Yellow Wind Cave, determined to rescue Tharn Shanzhong. Upon hearing of Wukong's approach, the Yellow Wind Sage immediately dispatched the Tiger Vanguard to confront him. When enemies meet, tempers flare. Wukong didn't hold back this time. He unleashed his full power from the very first strike, attacking with relentless fury. Though the Tiger Vanguard was fierce, he quickly began to falter under Wukong's intense assault. Realizing he was no match, the Tiger Vanguard attempted to reuse his old trick, fleeing into the mountains to set another trap. But this time he was not so lucky. Wukong and Bajie had already seen through his ploy. Just as the Tiger Vanguard turned to run, Zhu Bajie, who had been lying in wait, leapt out from his ambush and blocked the escape route. Caught off guard, the Tiger Vanguard hesitated for just a moment, and that was all it took. With a mighty swing of his nine-toothed rake, Bajie struck him down. This time, the Tiger Vanguard did not escape. He met his end at Bajie's hands. And thus ends the tale of the Tiger Vanguard and Journey to the West. Although the Tiger Vanguard is merely a minor character in Journey to the West, with limited appearances and little detail, he actually holds a remarkable achievement. After Tharn Shanzhong took Sun Wukong as his disciple, the Tiger Vanguard was the very first demon to successfully capture the monk right under Wukong's nose. Despite being just a small-time villain who was quickly defeated by Wukong and Bajie, no one could have predicted that this obscure character would gain unexpected fame in the modern day, thanks to a video game. That game is Black Myth Wukong, a reimagining of Journey to the West. In the game, the Tiger Vanguard became hugely popular not only for his fierce and intimidating design, but also for his sheer combat difficulty. He's one of the most dreaded foes for new players, truly a newbie's nightmare. Countless players have fallen to his blade. However, the Tiger Vanguard in Black Myth Wukong is not the same minor demon who was smashed to death by Zhu Bajie in the original Journey to the West. Instead, he is portrayed as a descendant. According to the game's lore, after the Yellow Wind Sage was captured by the Heavenly Court, the Tiger Vanguard's two sons settled in Yellow Wind Ridge and built a small village where they lived in seclusion. Years later, the Yellow Wind Sage returned to the ridge, attempting to reclaim his former power and reunite his old followers. But the Tiger Vanguard's children refused to submit and challenged him. Both were defeated. One of them suffered such a brutal beating that he lost his mind, becoming a fearsome creature later known as the Mad Tiger. The other, in order to protect his deranged brother, chose to pledge allegiance to the Yellow Wind Sage and was ultimately granted his father's title, Tiger Vanguard. In this way, a once-forgotten side character was given new depth and a compelling backstory. Thanks to Black Myth Wukong, the Tiger Vanguard has transformed from a minor demon into a memorable legend. Starting with the Yellow Wind Ridge arc, Journey to the West introduces an intriguing concept. Any demon who eats the flesh of Tharn Shanzhong will gain immortality and immense power. This idea runs through the entire story, all the way to the very end. But here's the mystery. Tharn Shanzhong's past life was the Golden Cicada, a secret known only to the Celestial Realm. So how did the demons find out? Could it be that the gods intentionally leaked this information, so that Tharn Shanzhong would be forced to endure all 81 tribulations as fate intended? What do you think? Was it destiny or divine manipulation? Deep in the mountains of Yellow Wind Ridge lies a fearsome demon who commands powerful magic. According to legend, he was once a mouse demon who cultivated beneath the sacred Mount. One day, he stole the sacred oil from a glass lantern, dimming its light. Fearing punishment from the Vajra Guardians, he fled the mountain and eventually settled in Yellow Wind Cave, where he transformed into a demon and claimed the land as his own. After wreaking havoc in heaven, Sun Wukong had already become a legendary figure known throughout the three realms. So when the Tiger Vanguard captured Tharn Shanzhong and presented him to the Yellow Wind Sage, even the demon himself was shocked. He grew worried. If the captive was truly Tharn Shanzhong, then his two powerful disciples would surely come to cause trouble. To avoid unnecessary conflict, the Yellow Wind Sage decided not to eat Tharn Shanzhong right away. Instead, he tied him to the wind-fixing stake behind the cave, planning to wait a few days. If no one showed up after 3 to 5 days, he would then enjoy his monk meat in peace. Sure enough, not long after Tharn Shanzhong was taken, Sun Wukong arrived at the Yellow Wind Cave. He stood outside and shouted loudly, demanding the demon release his master, or else he would level the entire cave to the ground. Since the Tiger Vanguard had caused all this trouble in the first place, the Yellow Wind Sage ordered him to go out and fight. Though extremely reluctant, the Tiger Vanguard had no choice but to obey. Unfortunately, it didn't take long before he was struck dead by Zhu Bajiat with a single blow from his rake. After the Tiger Vanguard was killed, Sun Wukong returned to the entrance of Yellow Wind Cave once again and challenged the Yellow Wind Sage, mocking him for only daring to send his underlings to fight while hiding inside himself. The Yellow Wind Sage was finally provoked. Furious, he stormed out of the cave to engage Sun Wukong in battle. Wielding a three-pronged fork, the Yellow Wind Sage proved to be a formidable opponent. The two clashed fiercely on Yellow Wind Ridge for over 30 rounds without a clear winner. Sun Wukong then unleashed his technique, transforming his hairs into countless clones to surround and overwhelm the Yellow Wind Sage. Facing a horde of Wukong, the Yellow Wind Sage began to lose ground and grew anxious. In desperation, he revealed his ultimate technique, the Samadhi Divine Wind. Opening his mouth wide, the Yellow Wind Sage unleashed a fierce gale. Wukong struggled to keep his footing and had to quickly retract his hairs before charging at the Yellow Wind Sage once again. But the Yellow Wind Sage then released another powerful demonic wind, causing Wukong's fiery golden eyes to sting unbearably, leaving him unable to open his eyes. With his eyes injured, Sun Wukong had no choice but to retreat for the time being. Zhu Bajiat quickly helped him escape from Yellow Wind Cave, searching for a place where they could rest and recover. Ever since Tharn Shanzhong began his journey westward to retrieve the scriptures, the gods of heaven had been secretly watching over him, prepared to offer aid when the time was right. Just as Wukong was defeated, the guardian deity of the faith Galan Bodhisattva, happened to pass by and decided to lend a hidden hand. The Galan Bodhisattva conjured a small thatched hut and transformed himself into a white-haired elderly waiting inside. When Zhu Bajiat spotted the hut, he supported the injured Wukong and approached to ask for shelter. The old man warmly inquired how Wukong had been hurt, and then took the opportunity to explain. Wukong's eyes had been damaged by the Samadhi divine wind, and the only thing capable of countering that wind was the calm wind pearl held by Lingji Bodhisattva. The old man offered them lodging for the night and brought out a miraculous ointment called the 3-flower 9-seed balm to treat Wukong's injuries. He instructed Wukong not to open his eyes until morning, no matter what. The next day, Wukong awoke to find that his eyes had fully healed, but the thatched hut had completely vanished without a trace. He realized that some deity must have helped him in secret. But recalling how Guanyin had once instructed the gods that they could only assist from the shadows and never openly reveal themselves, he chose not to investigate further. Following the old man's guidance, Wukong set off and eventually found Lingji Bodhisattva, from whom he borrowed the calm wind pearl. With the sacred treasure in hand, Wukong wasted no time and rushed back to Yellow Wind Cave, determined to rescue his master, Tharng Shanzhong. When a Yellow Wind Sage saw that Sun Wukong, whom he had once defeated, had returned, he didn't feel fear. On the contrary, he became smug and overconfident. He was certain that with his Samadhi divine wind, he could easily win again. But to his great surprise, no matter how fiercely he summoned the wind, Wukong, now protected by the calm wind pearl, remained completely unharmed. Meanwhile, the sage's minions were blown about in utter chaos, scattered and miserable. With the Samadhi wind no longer a threat, Wukong wasted no time. In just a few moves, he brought the Yellow Wind Sage to the ground. Just as he raised his Rui Jingu Barn, ready to end the fight with one final strike, Lingji Bodhisattva suddenly appeared and stopped him. Lingji Bodhisattva drew out the flying dragon staff and effortlessly subdued the Yellow Wind Sage. He then revealed the sage's true origin to Wukong. Hearing this, Wukong nodded and agreed to let the Bodhisattva take the demon away for proper handling. He then entered the cave and rescued his imprisoned master, Tharng Shanzhong. At last, their group had successfully overcome the trials of Yellow Wind Ridge. Afterward, they resumed their journey toward the western. Not far ahead lay the flowing Sand River, where Tharng Shanzhong would soon encounter the last disciple destined to accompany him for the rest of the pilgrimage. The Yellow Wind Sage was the very first demon to truly injure Sun Wukong after he began accompanying Tharng Shanzhong on the journey to retrieve the scriptures. And in the video game Black Myth Wukong, he appears as the boss of Chapter 2, which shows just how significant his presence is in the original journey to the west. At the start of Chapter 2 in Black Myth Wukong, players first encounter a mysterious headless monk. Soon after, the Yellow Wind Sage appears, carrying a massive Bodhisattva head statue. It is later revealed that the headless monk is none other than the original owner of that statue, Lingji Bodhisattva. According to the game's backstory, the Yellow Wind Sage and Lingji Bodhisattva once trained together for 200 years. But eventually, the sage grew tired of being restrained. Seizing a moment when the Bodhisattva let his guard down, the sage beheaded him and took his head back to Yellow Wind Ridge. This time, he was determined to escape his fate of being subdued once more. Yellow Wind Ridge was truly an unforgettable chapter for Tharng Shanzhong and his disciples. It was there that Wukong lost his master for the first time, and also suffered his first injury at the hands of a demon. Trial after trial made their journey increasingly difficult. As Guanyin had once said, the road to enlightenment would require surviving 81 tribulations. And this was just the beginning. Who knows how many more perils still lay ahead. If you enjoy my channel, please help by hitting the subscribe button and turning on the notification bell so you won't miss my upcoming videos. Thank you for watching until the end, and I'll see you next time.